giving us this great opportunity to have a one-on-one with you. You know, the election is so close, barely 23 days, and the graphic would like to know how ready a political party is. But first of all, I would like you to take us through your party symbol.
Yes.
It's quite...
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. So I'll be glad if you can take us...
The NPP, as we set up the party, wanted the party to be formidable, but at the same time coming with a lot of peace and victory. So we selected the dove, because the dove is an animal of peace. The dove is an animal of forthrightness. The dove gets it done. When in the olden days, they used to tie messages around the dove, for the dove to even fly miles to go and deliver, doves and pigeons actually, to deliver messages. So we see the dove as a message deliverer, and also as a bird that is has a good spirit for a nation. The Jinyame, we all know, is an anti-Kra symbol. I don't have to explain it. The omnipotence of God, that with God everything is possible. So if you have a bird that is forthright and it's a holy bird, and also carrying the omnipotence of God, then we want God to guide us in everything we do, so that we are on top of issues all the time. The colors, as you can see, I think I've told you before, these are 31st December Women's Movement colors, and I've only repeated these colors again. So that's it. As of course, our slogan is justice, unity, peace, and progress. But our slogan is our nation, our future. And this is important for us, because for mine, they say the country always first, and the future, for future generations, to perpetuate a good country. So we put it in a very
our nation, our future.
Yes, we are ready. We've been ready since we submitted our forms, but unfortunately, with what's happened, there was a setback. A lot of resources went into legal activity and so on and so forth, the legal tussle, which then sort of pulled us back, those of us in the headquarters, but we continue to encourage our members in the regions to not to stop working, to move, step by step in our bid to be able to be on the ballot paper. So even as we had this hiccup, we knew that we hadn't done anything ultimately wrong, and we also knew that we had checked on a certain code, the EC, and the person's name was registered as a registered voter. So if there was double registration, why was his name still on the voters thing? But we had not been given the latest voters register, which we only received yesterday, by the way. Yesterday, even though they are saying they came without the voter, it's not true. So we
Is it a final register?
We hope
or
so.
Provisional?
We don't know. They asked us to bring a hard drive.
Yes.
So they could give us the register.
Okay.
So we are assuming that it will be the register.
Okay.
Even if it's provisional, it's better than nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. So we've now been given, they've downloaded it onto our hard drive. Yesterday we were going through to see the numbers and all that.
Would you say the legal tussle or your almost disqualification was a low point for the party?
I would say so, because we were geared in moving to, I wouldn't say a low point, I think it was a shock. It was a shock because we had a team that went around the whole country collecting the signatures and so on. We didn't sit in Accra and invite people here because we wanted to be sure that these are our members, these are people, you are here, the general secretary, the secretary general is here. He's looking at you and he registers you. and you sign and everything with your card. So it was in a way a shock to us as we had gone through the 10 regions of this country. And we made sure that not just anybody went, the Secretary General and the Deputy Youth Organizer, the Deputy Youth Leader, they are the ones who went. Yeah.
Deputy Youth
Leader, yes. These are the two who went around the whole country.
Right. I know we have 275 constituencies. I do also know that your party managed to file 40 or so, contesting out of the 275 constituencies. Do you think these numbers would have an adverse impact on your campaign?
Not at all. It's not going to have an adverse impact on my campaign because we have members in every constituency. We have supporters in every constituency. It was a sad situation to truncate the growth of a democratic process by slapping huge sums of money on individual candidates who would otherwise today have been parliamentary candidates. And these are people who were very good. So we felt a bit sad that they jumped from 1,500 to 10,000. It really does not look like you want people who have good ideas, good knowledge. Yes.
Do you have a manifesto?
We do. A lot of the court cases and so on, it's kind of, it's like riding a horse at top speed. Something crosses you, you must pull the reins immediately. Otherwise, you're either going to fall down, the horse is going to collapse. Something will happen that will not be good for you. So we definitely pulled the reins and stopped the horse from galloping.
Yeah.
And that indeed created its own problems. So even though the manifesto was almost finished then, it's like, put it on hold.
Okay.
Put everything on hold. Let's go and fight this case, except those who are in the field working. So manifesto is ready. It's in print. It's going to be printed. It's gone to the printers. And we believe that by maybe next week, we should be able to, if we're going to launch it at all, that should be the time. It might be a launch in a region that we are already going to work in, because it makes it easier, so that we don't waste time launching something in Accra while the regions are also calling for us to be there.
Good actions to put Ghana right again. Why did you decide on such a great thing?
Well, we need to have boldness to be able to correct the ineptitude, the inactivities, the things that have been wrong, that are going wrong in the country. We need very bold actions to be able to right them. Because when you are doing something that is going to correct things, you may not be the most favored person, but if you know it's going to make things better for generations unborn, and you are a confident.
This manifesto day that you made the launching, are we to expect your husband, our former president, Agyeman-Rawlings, alongside your campaign?
I believe that with all the moral support he's given me, it's enough.
You have made history in this country as the first female presidential candidate contesting national election. I think nobody has done that. I'm aware we have had women chairpersons for political parties aspiring to become candidates and even run national election. But you have really gotten there. And now we must, you are canvassing for our votes. What do you think your presidency will bring to this nation?
Mr. Asma, before I get there, I would like to say that this success is not for me alone. It is a success that I want every woman to share in. I have broken the glass ceiling, and it is to allow other women the opportunity to also do the same. This country, whether we like it or not, whatever decisions are taken at the highest level will affect not just the men, it will affect women, our children, our communities. So it is in our interest to make sure that whoever we put there does the right thing. And if things are not going right, women should not just sit down. So this opening that I have made it for every woman living and unborn to have the opportunity to help improve on the quality of life in this country, because I know women can do this. Things that I did was to make sure that women have an economic activity that they are doing, an economic activity that will put money into their hands to support their families, their children, their husbands, indeed their community, and to be able to have that confidence that they can do something for themselves, bringing back confidence to the Ghanaian woman. The second thing, most important thing that I would like to mention is the fact that in trying to give women an economic activity, I decided I'm going to take care of their children as well. So I started the daycare centers where, irrespective of where the women were working, I would create a daycare center, an early childhood development center where children would be left for caretakers, for childminders, and for teachers to actually look after them. And then to be able to give them one meal a day at least. A meal and a snack. Invariably it was 2 meals a day, because they come to school, they are hungry. So invariably I was doing 2 meals a day and a snack. And that changed the children completely. And I would like to say here that the concept of the daycare centers actually helped certain people who would otherwise never have gone to school. They went to school, and today they have finished universities. They are working in different disciplines. I met some in New York who are now in the States, 2 in New York University, NYC, and I met 2 in Baltimore University. For me, it was a pride. It was very gratifying to meet these young people who I would never have known were even in my school. But because I went to give lectures there, and they asked people to ask me questions, they were in line to ask me questions, both universities. And one of them, she came to the mic, she started talking, she started crying. Wow. She broke down. I was like, who is it? But she had such an American accent. I didn't know that she was from Ghana. And I found out that she had gone to a school in Choco, that particular girl. And she was training as a dentist. It's gratifying to I'm talking about Europe, but there are lots of them here in Ghana as well. I'm talking about America, but there are lots of them in Ghana as well. It's very gratifying to see that I've been able to change lives. And that is a major thing, changing the lives. My key motivation is to open the door for other women. We are 52.8% of the population. The highest we are able to come is to be a member of parliament. Even that, they are always pushing us out. You might get, thank God we have a chief justice who's a lady, because some gender sensitive person brought a chief justice. Thank God we have some women who are in charge of various places, but I think that it could be better than that. Because we have a lot of qualified Ghanaian women who can actually handle things in a way that will propel this country to move faster, in its path to development. Now, my standing is not just to gratify myself, but to let every woman, every girl, every child in Ghana know that it is possible for a woman to get there. So now that I have made it onto the ballot paper, every female should see themselves as having that opportunity as well. Because as I've said earlier, whether we like it or not, policies that are bad for this country affect us even more than perhaps it affects the men. So let us be part of decision making. Let us be part of the absolute highest level of decision making, so that if something needs to be changed, we are there to change it. If something needs to be done, we are party to it, to have it done. We don't just sit back and wait for handouts. Every woman today can say the glass ceiling is off, the opportunities are there. Don't sit on your oars. Enjoy taking that risk. Take that risk, because it's only when you take the risk that you can help, not just implement, but to bring change, to bring about change. Change is a necessary aspect of human development. And so I am on it to make that change. And I want all women, all girls, all young people to see it at that. Indeed, all men.
Very cute.
Yes. Real. I like to be realistic in what I say and what I do. If somebody else sees it as harsh, it depends on which way they are. You know, the glass is either half full or half empty, right? When you have water, that is half full. It's either half full or half empty. So it depends on how you want to look at it. If they want to be critical and be fair-minded and be open and be to want Ghanaians to see that they are being honest about what they are saying. Fair-mindedness is important, but I wouldn't call it a harsh critic. Criticisms are good. Anybody who doesn't accept criticism cannot lead a country. You cannot. You cannot be paying everybody to say nice things about you. You cannot be paying everybody to only whistle the tune that you want to hear. Because if you remember when we were young, the story of Ipaminodas and the story of the king without clothes, it's because he only wanted to hear nice things about himself. So even as he went through his courts without any clothes and he was getting out of the palace, they were still telling him, "Oh, how wonderful you look today, my king. Your Highness, your clothes are wonderful."
Meanwhile,
you were naked.
Yes.
So it's important to accept criticisms and critique in good faith, because it is only criticisms that helps you to tweak your character. It helps you to change things properly. It helps you to align yourself in what you're doing. In fact, it helps you to move away from maybe a negative position to a positive position. It's very important. So when people are singing hallelujah to you, don't think it's the best. No. It's the worst thing they can do to you.
Just the first year in government.
I believe that in the first year, what I will do is to get the correct minds to sit down and look at our economy again. While that is being done, I want Ghanaians to have the assurance that this country is going to go back to what it used to be. That everybody matters in this country. Everybody matters, and everybody can bring suggestions that can be looked at, so that we have the decentralization thing working properly again. Put power in the hands of the people. Power doesn't mean misuse it. Power means bring ideas ideas that will help propel this country into a developed one. We can't be taking 3 steps forward and then 10 steps back every time. It's unacceptable. All that I've said are important points. But the one thing that I want Ghanaians to hold on to is the fact that we have tried and tested our men from 1957 to date. Give number 2 the chance to change this country and bring it back to basics so that things will work again. Ghana must work again. This is what I would like to say. They are doing a lot of things to destabilize the country. But they are telling us, the rest of us, to be peaceful. Okay? We should follow peace. But they are doing things that are bringing a situation of turbulence in the language that they use on radio, in the things they write in their newspapers, in the things they write on social media, in the utterances on their platform. Come on. They should set the example by showing us that they are a peace-loving party and a peace-loving people, and everything else will follow. You cannot expect to be slapping somebody all the time and she's the person, I want peace. It's when you're done with crime and booby. You know, so let's all do what is right. Give us peace through justice, through equality, through making Ghanaians satisfied with the way the country is being run, through the way they cannot feed their children, but we want them to feed their children well. Our hospitals are becoming death traps. We want them to be better run and to be well equipped. All those things do not promote peace. People who should not die, they go to the hospital and they die. Why? Because the government hasn't got its eye fixed on it. They should keep their eyes on the ball. Then they will have the peace that they want. They are the ones pushing us to say peace, peace, but they are promoting war and going to throw stones in people's houses and doing other things as well. As the rest of the society to be peaceful and law-abiding, while they become unlawful.